I figure I would draw some faces in different poses, looking at different things. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna go from the top of my head, whatever pops into my head to draw. Oh, maniacal is always fun to draw. Draw this guy. Oh, I don't like that eyebrow. Give this guy crazy eyebrows. And then a big old smile, like Joker style. His chin would move down, so I'll give him like a tiny chin. His ear would probably be around here, thinking. And like flock of seagull hairdo. I suppose the hairline would be like right there. Sideburns. More long hair, and then little sticky hair things right there to hopefully sell that he has short hair there. Oops, no, his neck would be like right there, I think. There's one. I can't really see it that good. I'll go, I'll use HB instead. Probably just draw faces and hands. Oh, bump the camera. His thumb's too long. His thumb was too long, so I think I almost drew it in the same exact spot. Make him wearing a glove, so then like he would have a lot of what do you call it, wrinkles in his glove. So I try to make that look like his pinky. I don't think I sold it too well. Or a pinky, whatever. Let's go back to faces. I don't normally block these things in anymore. I just kind of, I mean, I do if I want to, like, if I'm working on my comic, and I want to like make sure the face is a lot closer to proportion, then I'll do the lines like that and stuff. But I don't know, when I'm sketching around, I typically don't do that. Figure I'll make this head like a screaming head. Remember like Rob Liefeld and another artist that pops in my head is the Joe Madureira. Like I like how they drew screaming heads. I almost never know where to put the tongue on a screaming head. So I looked at some of Mark Silvestri's faces when they're screaming. I think I only looked at like one that stood out to me, where it was like I copied it and then I just kind of kept. Oh, there was my eraser. Where I would copy it and I just kept that one. Bump the camera again. And I just kept that one way to draw the tongue. Alright, and then I noticed how I like to draw wide eyes. Like typically it's supposed to be like one eye, and then draw so the two eyes would be like that far apart. But I was looking at Tsutomu Nihi's work. This is the guy who did Blame and Biomega. And anyway, he draws his figures and faces, and their eyes are spaced pretty far apart. And I kind of like how that looks. I don't do that all the time, but I think I do that most of the time. I give her way thicker eyelashes on one side than the other. And then tiny chin on girls is normally what I do. Oh, this is getting uneven. See, then her eyebrows would be like that. For girls, I don't usually draw too many lines in their face. For dudes, I'll draw like a million lines. Alright, now her nose is all off. In fact, I think her eyes are off too, but I guess that's what happens when I don't use the that facial skeleton grid, whatever. Crap, now is her nose even? Whatever. Let's give her some hair. Hair I've always struggled with. It feels I could tell that I got better at drawing hair, but it always feels like like I don't know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And then I kind of just noodle around with it till where it's like, okay, yeah, I'll stick with that. It looks all right. Her ears would be kind of like up here. Trying to stick that out a little bit more. This part from here, so it doesn't make a tangent or it just stops right there and looks like they're with just one looping line and they're not separate. I didn't know anything about tangents until I read I think it was DC's Guide to Penciling by Klaus Jensen. Oh great, I think I'll give her a bun. Oh crap, this thing keeps bumping me, I'm going to have to move it over. Stay over there, cord. Crap. I'm shaking the camera. Alright. Operation Bun is in effect. Somewhat bun. It's gonna be pretty messy. I just noticed how tiny that hand looks compared to that guy's face. Kinda looks like it's connected to him. If he was standing there and then let's give him a skinnier forearm. something like that. Anyway. It looks like it's coming out the side of her eye. Hair doesn't grow out of your eye. Oh man. Yeah, so this is how fast I sketch. Especially, like I said, when I don't use grid lines. I should probably use grid lines on the next head, because this one I'm noticing mistakes as I go along. But yeah, normally when I'm just like, a perfect morning for me is waking up, drinking coffee, and doing these sketches like this, but not having to film it or anything. Whenever I'm not working on my comic anyway, the iPad is charging right now, so I figured I'd take a little break. Change that ear, put it a little closer. So it kind of looks like she has these strands of hair that are being a little unruly. With a weird mouth. Redrawing her nose for the third time, I think. I think her lip would be about there. Wait, then her top lip would have to kind of come back down around, I think. Come on, eraser. Sometimes I think I press a little too hard and then the eraser, kneaded erasers don't pick it up as easy. I never really noticed how wobbly my desk is till I start filming, I guess. Filming. It's digitally recording. And then I tighten these up, ultra crisp. And that's a screaming face. I'll have to adjust this. Alright, next face. I think it'll make it another monster face. Let's see. Looking that way again. Yeah, I'll just do it kind of like a straight on view, looking that way. Let's see. So his head would be a little bit longer. Normal. I always got confused because I would draw heads as ovals, because like when they look at you, they're basically, I mean, you get away with an oval, you know, no big deal. But then when you do a profile, I would draw ovals, and then like I would end up putting their ears like really close. Some people's heads are shaped like that, or it looks like it anyway, but for the most part, like I couldn't make the guys look too intimidating like that. So anyway, that's, you gotta add a little bit more of a dome back here for that, for me anyway, because I like giving these guys, typically I like giving these guys big thick neck muscles, and that helps if you got like a wider dome. So anyway, yeah, so it'll be like looking to the side. His head is going to be wider that way. I think jawline is roughly around the middle. This guy's supposed to kind of look a little intimidating, so it's going to look like a monster, vampire. In fact, I'm going to make him, he's the villain from my comic book. It's called Occult Descent. He kind of like, I don't think it's really a spoiler, he's a vampire, and he kind of keeps transforming through the comic, depending on like how much blood he takes in. This one looks a little more Skeletor-like. I think you probably heard every artist say like how monster faces are a lot easier to do, because like I don't think any line you put down is like wrong or anything they're worried about, because if anything it looks more sinister the more lines you put down, in my case anyway. So you have big, I forget what these things are called, that are like your eyebrow bone that protrude from your face, your skull, I guess. Oops, bumped the camera. Way this one goes way up here. Lower it down to right there. Yeah, I'll give him lips. I'll just have him be closed mouth so you don't see his teeth yet. I mean, not like there's anything special about his teeth. It's just I don't think I want to draw all those teeth. And vampires in this book have pointy ears. I like the pointed ear look. So to me, it looks more demonic. I guess like elves, they don't look as demonic, but I don't know. It could either be more to make the guys look more demonic or whimsical. Let's see, he doesn't have a widow's peak. So I try to make it more rounded right there. It just, the widow's peak in vampires seems too stereotypical to me. I don't want to do it. Now he's looking like Danzig. I do like this guy looking more like a tough dude, but he looks old. Like, I'm sure you've probably seen old guys that look pretty intimidating. Let's see, I'll give him like a tiny bottom lip. Wow, now he's starting to look like a monkey. What am I doing? Maybe I'll just forget about the bottom lip. Just keep the top lip. I don't want to flip around the paper. I normally would be like flipping this around so I get these longer arching lines like for the lips and stuff without having to do a bunch of small sketchy ones. Okay, now it looks like his lips are crooked. I'm thinking we use my other eraser. I like these erasers because they just take the line right off the paper. Let's see, move his philtrum thingy. About right there. Go back over here, do a long sweeping line. There, philtrum moved, and now his nostril has to move a little bit. Well, not really nostrils, I don't know what the hell those are. But I don't know, he's a vampire. I was gonna say he breathes from him too, but he's a vampire, so I guess I don't really decide if vampires breathe. Okay, is that good enough? Alright, I'll adjust this line one more time. Okay. So I'll give him one of these things, or make it look like, I forget what this muscle is called in the face, but it kind of like, oh great, it's uneven. But yeah, they kind of like, I think those are jowls. I don't know if that's the medical term for them. Whatever, I'll add like another line to hopefully make form for it. And then like a little divot line right here. I don't know if this bone is up here. Great, now his cheekbones are off, because if this one's here, then this one should be over here. I don't really want to round out his face. I want to keep it pretty edgy. Like, sharpen up the contours. This is not turning out the way I wanted it to. I'm going to make his eye a little bit, recess it a little bit more, or widen it, whatever. See, this eye would be like right here, I think. Okay. Make it sinister looking. Drop this down a little bit more. So that's where the eyebrow is gonna kind of line up. All right, how's that looking? A little better. So I gotta drop this a little bit more. All right, now he's slightly looking more menacing. Yeah, so his dome would be like about right there, I think. So I like to draw the neck muscles like really fat. Get this line out here. It's confusing me. And I suppose he would kind of like turning his head, so his shoulders would be like right here. So then his neck would be right there, I think. Trapezius. Okay, now his neck's too long. Let's move his shoulder up a little bit more. All right. So then that would look like this. And bring his other shoulder like right there, I think. And this, I don't know what this is called, but this would be like his Adam's apple, like right here. Anyway, let's draw his hair. One thing I like about the hair is just like capes in comic books, like if someone's in a hurry or if they don't want to draw a certain spot, they could just have that cover it up. So anyway, that's how I kind of feel about hair. Like I don't want to draw this part, so I'll cover So I'll think of a way to somehow get the hair to cover it. Anyway, for the most part, I just like draw crazy strands everywhere. And then at the end I kind of connect them all. Start connecting them anyway. Okay, and then he has really flat hair, so but I lift it above his skull a little bit more because the hair grows out of the head, so you gotta draw it away from the skull like a little bit to make it look more believable. To me, anyway. Gotta keep bumping this thing. Alright, then I can erase all this under stuff. Keep his ear poking out. And just like the guy's face, I try to keep his hair like jagged. Suppose I could redraw the hairs accidentally erased. See, I guess you wouldn't be able to see his jaw. See, I'll draw some going this way and then some hair going that way. Dang it. It's right there, would probably be a little bit of a shadow. I think there'd be shadow here too. If it gets too bad, I think I'll probably shadow everything. That Wally Wood quote, "When in doubt, black it out." When doing these like longer lines to make them look a little more crisp, I remember reading in a book to like rotate from your elbow or your shoulder. I can rotate from the elbow pretty good, But from the shoulder, man, I don't get that. I don't know how people could rotate, because I mean the lines for me still end up like crooked or not going in the direction I want. I suppose that's where practice would pay off, but I ain't got time for that. Okay, now what am I doing? I'll just keep his hair simple on this one. I was studying how Travis Charest did his hair in Wildcats. It was on a David Finch drawing stream, that we were all like drawing from some Wildcat issues that he did, and it seemed a lot like when, for the hair, I mean, other than like when he does some fancy stuff, like, you know, makes like a quick hair whippy thing like that on the side, or like, oh, I can't even do it as cool as he can. Move these heads out of the way. But other than that, like when he would do things like that, which looks really cool. If you ever look at Travis Charest's, or Charest, I can't remember. If you ever look at his work, he does hair like spectacularly. And also, I mean, he does more fancy stuff than just that. But there are some parts of the hair where it's kind of like you just trying to like make the hair piece together like this, like long, like elongated, curvy triangles, kind of all just fitting into each other. That's what it looked like to me anyway. So I try to draw hair like that, and then like the light would be hitting here, so there wouldn't be as much lines, but then where the hair starts to grow from it, there's like a little bit of an indent, so there'd be more lines again. I don't know if that's making sense. Let's see. I don't want there to be like a part in his hair. I kind of want it like that. Oh, and then the cool part, I like doing this, like where the hair in the background just gets like darkened in. I like how that looks. And then draw one of these hairs like cutting in front of the other hairs, so then that one won't be darkened in, except for maybe right here it will. Dang it. Alright. Keep his eyebrow, or what is it, eyebrow bone, nice and pointy. I like giving these guys wrinkles like in the corners of their mouth. Kind of make it look like the wrinkles are fading off. looks a little bit more, it looks more appealing, not appealing, interesting. Looks more interesting to look at to me. See the one. I suppose I could just darken this part up. Also, there's how I use shadow. Complete novice, by the way. I like to put shadow someplace where it probably wouldn't even be, just to separate it from, like putting a shadow there. I just want to separate it from that hair. I just like how it looks. I forget what this thing is called. I think it's sterocladomastoid. Who knows? I might be wrong about that. But then here I kind of juggle around the shadows to again make it more interesting to look at, but also try to stay somewhat anatomically correct, which I'm most likely not, but anyway. Let's see, and then I forget what kind of bone this is called right here. That connects from here, then there's like the cheekbone, and then there's the orbital opening, and then right here is kind of like a divot. So anyway, with that in mind, since it goes inward, I kind of just want to see if I could render out form. It kind of works. And then like here, this one got rendered a little bit to make it look like the face is deeper. And then I guess sometimes I'll render out of that. But if I'm coloring it, I typically won't worry about that, because I'll just make the form more noticeable with the color. But you know, what the hell, I'm just sketching. So kind of experimenting to see how that would look. Let's see, I think you would have more. I'm gonna sharpen this pencil. Yeah, okay, so I think you would have more lines, wrinkles when he's crinkling up his nose like that, or whatever the hell's left of his nose. Oh yeah, another cool thing I really like to do is like these bags under their eyes. I kind of like stole this from a bunch of comic artists, and because they all slightly do it different from each other, like how they add the wrinkles underneath in the bags of the eyes. I think that looks really cool, and I think it looks especially cool for if you want to make an old vampire still look intimidating. Yeah, I like how Greg Capullo does these. And Mark Silvestri, he does them really good. Of course, Travis Charest. Oh yeah, and David Finch. He can make the gnarliest faces. I try not to take too much from Finch. I mean, other than his philosophy on getting better, like that helped me out so much. I think it would help out anybody that wants to draw. So I'd really recommend watching David Finch's YouTube channel at any video, so you'll learn from all of them. But yeah, I try not to take too much from him aesthetically or drawing wise, because he's so popular and influenced so many people that, like, what am I trying to say? Like, so many people are already out. I'm trying to say, like, a nice way of, like, a bunch of people are already copying him. There's clones of him everywhere, but I don't mean it like that. Like, I mean that more of as a compliment, because he influenced and helped out so many young artists and older artists like me. What, his eyes are looking kind of nasty. Whatever, that's fine. He's like a really old, kind of fallen apart vampire anyway. I like how that's looking. Alright, so I'll just keep his gross looking face like that. And then, whoops, yeah, I don't want to bend this too much. I'll go over here and try to, what am I trying to do? Add more wrinkles. Slightly. Alright, I think it's fine. I'll darken up the outline of his face. I like doing the thick outline and make it like jaggedy. What's his name? Joe Madureira. I noticed in his drawings he has that, and I think it looks really cool. So I guess I stole that from him. I'm gonna go over here. Also Michael Turner. I noticed Michael Turner does that, tends to do that. It seems to be a lot more subtle with him, how he does it. And it looks really masterfully done. Masterfully done. Let's see, I got a smaller eraser. Picked it up from Michael's. Mono Zero Tombow. Works out really great. Otherwise, normally I would erase with the Pentel larger eraser I had there, and then I would come back in with the pencil to put down whatever that thing, whatever line that obliterated that was unintentional. So yeah, this is about as fast as I draw, and this is Sakal from Occult Descent, my comic. Hopefully I'll be making some progress on that. Oh, whoops. There's always like more stuff I can add on to this thing. There's the, what do you call those lines on your forehead? Well, yeah, those lines. And then I think I'll end this off with a drawing a hand. I love drawing hands. What the hell? I'll draw his hand way up here. Okay, so this will be kind of like his wrist, and then it'll pop down, and then here will be his digits or phalanges where they pop out, and this one will protrude right here. It's the thumb. I'll go right here. This is like one of my favorite hand what do you call poses, one of my favorite hand poses. It's like the typical monster hand pose, I think. What do I want to do with that pinky? Do I want to make it look more down like that? I think I'll... Okay, this is my favorite hand pose, but I always get thrown off with the last two digits. Like, do I want to make them higher, raise higher? Like some crazy contorting finger move? Because, yeah, why not? That looks kind of cool. I'm pretty sure you can make your hand do that. I might say. Well, you can kind of pull that off. Okay, so then the knuckle would be like right there. And then this is like a tendon. If you ever look at your knuckles, you'll know what I'm talking about when you pull them back. I don't think I do it anatomically correct, but I don't know. It looks like I know what I'm going for when I put it like that. See, and then I always try to get the skin folds somewhat accurate, so it's like, you know, a visual cue for someone. When they look at it, they just accept it as like, oh yeah, that's the skin folds in their mind when they're looking at it, consciously or not. But if they do think like, what the hell is that, then I failed as an artist for what I was trying to pull off. I mean, which isn't the end of the world or nothing. It's just, you know, learning experience, I guess. Draw one of his fingernails broken. In this world, vampires can heal up quickly, pretty much just like in all the other movies. Like if they get shot or something, they heal up much quicker than if a person got shot. But so I wonder if that would go for nails. I imagine that would go for fingernails, but I just like how sometimes drawing a broken fingernail looks cool. Maybe at will they could be like, no, I don't want to heal that, so their vampire body doesn't. Ugh, what am I doing? I don't think I'm making that look like a knuckle at all. When I run into problems like this while doing the comic, I will take some time out to actually like start taking pictures of my hand and then comparing it to this hand that I'm doing. But since I'm just sketching, I figure I'll just try it a couple of times, and if it's not working, then that's fine. Alright, then there's like these tendony things that go up here and connect somewhere. I usually have them connecting around there because that's where it looks like they connect on my hand. It's been a while since I looked at anatomy of a hand. Yeah, like I said, I would be flipping the book around, my sketchbook around, but since there's like a camera here, I don't want to like put everybody else through that. I mean, for whoever's watching this, like I'm sure they wouldn't really appreciate the, oh come on man, that, whoops, fingernail should go higher up on the thumb than that. That looks kind of weird. Okay, so it'll be about right there, I think. And then see if I can make it look like it's coming a little bit towards the screen. Not really. Okay, and then I think there would be a, okay, this sticks out of the skin. This part, I believe, goes down a little bit. So I try to sell that by making the these parts darker because they go in, and then I try to hatch out of it to show that it's like coming back up, like creating more form. I should give him veins. Now he's got veins popping through. Okay, so I'll draw this. This will be the bottom of the vein. So then it'll go up here, and I'll make another cutting across like that. And then where I want the vein to begin. So I guess the vein will kind of be like that. I know veins on hands, they go everywhere. There's a lot more than just this one, but I'll try to keep it simple. Let's see, I'll make one go here. Like so. I'll spread it because like I'm making the light come from this direction. So this is like the bottom of the veins because that's where the shadow would be. And then I like sporadically make lines on the top where the light would be hitting. just to make it more interesting to look at. All right. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but then anyway, I started erasing where the vein would actually be. Kind of poke out a little bit. Let's see, go that way. See if I did this right. Oh, thought that was eraser shaving. I guess I could take out the middle of that too, just kind of break up the line. And again, putting a little bit more shade right here where they would connect, and this thing still kind of pops up. See, I think it would actually go like more like that. Okay, now I'm getting a little more detailed than what I wanted to. Okay, so that'd be I don't know if that'd be his hand. This is his shoulder. If that's his hand, I have to move his shoulder like up here. And then his other arm like that. But I think I'll stop there today. Thanks for watching if you stuck it out through this whole time.